I'm Katharine. I'm a compulsive eater, and I have been abstinent since March 12th, 2021. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the Gray Sheet. I don't eat anything in between. I commit those meals to a loving sponsor. And I have made this important to me, and I didn't think it ever would be. I cannot believe this has happened to me. It's I'm going to cry. I've just gotten in touch with how important it is, and thank you for your graciousness, Linda, for stepping aside. It's only the second time I've ever spoken, and I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't stop eating. I knew I couldn't. I was so unhappy. I was so in despair. I'll say I was almost suicidal my first abstinence date was January 22nd. Did I get all my mantra in? Just shake your head yes, or shake your head no if I didn't. Did I? I think I did. January 22nd, I was stumbling around my house and I fell to my knees and I said, God, help me, please help me. And I was just sobbing, and I opened my linen closet to put some clothes away. And there was this sign hanging. I didn't put it there, from the towels that said, believe. And I made a call to somebody in Gray Sheet. Now, I didn't know about Gray Sheet. I'm a psychotherapist. I sent a patient there, and she was doing so beautifully. And I called somebody, and this woman, in such a loving way, helped me walk through my house and throw out every binge food. And there was a lot. And I was shaking and sobbing, and I felt so free, and I did it. And I knew I would go back to the bins outside and look for everything. So I put water and cat poop on it, on everything, so I wouldn't go digging around later. And I said, I'll have trouble at night. That's when I usually binge. And she gave me some numbers, and she said I could call her, and I'm on the West Coast and she was on the East Coast. But I made it for 24 hours, and I had an abstinent meal that night. It was inconceivable to me that this could happen. And slowly I put day after day together. What she said to me helped me so much. She said, there will be another meal coming. Remember that. There will be another meal coming. And I had and then the reason my abstinence date is March 12th is because I had some medicine with sugar in it on March 11th. I took my will back, and I wanted to be accountable. So I redid it. This is all or nothing. This isn't, in the big book, it says half measures, what is it? Half measures something. Half measures give us nothing, but not half, whatever it is. We can't go halfway. We have to do it all. We take the tiger out of the cage 3 times a day and play with it. And then we put it back because it'll bite us. And I'm also 36 and a half years sober in AA, and I love the 12 steps, and I take that very seriously. And I read the literature a lot, and I do the steps a lot. And I haven't done the steps in GSA, and that's why I don't feel I'm not ready to sponsor anyone. I don't think that I'm working these principles yet, but I want to give service. I'm trying to offer service at every meeting. I'm a timer in one, I'm a timer at another, and I want to speak, and I want to just help anybody I can, because I know service is what makes us abstinent and keeps us abstinent, and offer and offer and offer, because people have helped me. I can't tell you what that woman did for me when I threw out this food. Now, I haven't ever had manifested a huge weight gain, which is a little bit insidious because it kept me in so much denial, and I can disavow. But what happened for me was the next 6 weeks of detox, not physical necessarily, but emotional, was so grueling, was so horrible that I really thought I was going to, I think I had a psychotic break. I would just weep and weep, and it's still coming. I have a couple of 15 years ago, some trauma happened to me. My husband, who I had just adored, walked out, and I had no idea this was happening. And I lost everything. People say, I lost everything. I got financially destitute. Well, I got financially destitute, and I lost everything. My daughter got cancer. She almost died. It just one thing after another. I'm 71 in October. It's just that it was a lot to handle. And I don't tend to talk about stuff. My mother's Scottish, my father's English. We were like very tight-lipped. My mother controlled our food. We sat at the table. We were very formal. We had to stand before, and Mom had to sit first. We sat down. We couldn't pick up our fork until she did. We weren't allowed seconds. We had small portions, no dessert. Everything was so tight, and you better not talk. And you didn't talk about what happened to you. You didn't talk about your feelings. Hold your head up. You're a Manning. Well, well, is that 10 minutes? Did somebody say something? Can you give me 10 minutes? And yeah, okay. Anyway, it's kept me very tight, very contained. So about a week ago, I was in the supermarket here. We have this huge market here called Rouse. And I was just walking. And all of a sudden, I reached up for something. And I guess that action triggered a memory. Well, we have to wear masks here. Thank God I had on a mask because I started sobbing. It just happened. It was a cathartic thing. And I started going, sort of like Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. I started, and this man said, "Are you okay?" I said, I just get ready to embarrass myself. I need to get out of here. And he helped me out to my car. And I sobbed for, 15 minutes. It was so cleansing, but I can't trust much. It doesn't help when I put Adele on and, walk through the house. But it's all happening and there's nothing I can do about it. But that was what I ate over for the last 15 years. And it's brutal and it's coming and there's nothing I can do about it. It's wonderful and it needs to happen. And it's just so awful what happened. And my daughter's life was ruined and the other children, it's just, I did lose everything, but it was the best thing that happened to me because all the money I had needed to go. Life is simple now. I live alone and I do weigh and measure. And the last few nights, the reason I really wanted to speak today is because I've been really wanting to eat. I've been wanting to eat. I'm white knuckling it at night. And that's when I would binge. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's happening. And I don't have a whole lot of people I can call on the West Coast. I've developed more relationships on the Europe and on the East Coast. So I'm just really, I'm hanging on. And I understand the difference between belly hunger and mind hunger, but I don't know. Well, I don't understand it because I don't know what's happening. And I've lost a lot of weight and I don't want to lose anymore. I'm on maintenance. I feel awful sometimes. I just feel like I'm getting sick or I don't know, something's happening and I just need help. So the good thing is that I have this God, and I don't care what anybody calls it. It's political word. I like to say I don't believe in it because whatever, I don't want to limit it to a concept. I just dig God. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just this great, magnificent mystery that's so wonderful. And I just like it. I just talk to it all the time. It doesn't matter what it is. That connection came back within the first month of abstinence. And I don't want to lose it again. I don't want to lose it again. That hurts too much. That happened with alcohol too. And then I lost it again because I got so glutted and congested with sugar. I don't want to lose it. I can't. I'd rather, and I mean this, I'd rather die. It just feels awful to not be in touch. I had a huge spiritual awakening when I was 40. I was walking down the street in New York, and I've been a big meditator all my life, 3-4 hours a day. I don't do it anymore, but I used to. And I just disappeared. The I that was the me went away. I was pushing my daughter in her pram and everything disappeared and I became in bliss. And it stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed. Took me to India, moved my family to an ashram. They love that. And in India and then in upstate New York, and we lived there and I chanted, I meditated, and it's just been an incredible bliss and life. And not a bliss ninny, not like, oh, I'm Namah Shivaya, woo, but not like that. More like a startling understanding of light and hearing and seeing. And that went away over the last that had gone away over the last 3 or 4 years. And the dullness and the horrible stuff that happened, just the feeling of it's not worth it. What am I doing? I can't. And I would yell. Was yelling at my dog again. Just self-hatred. And it's taken a while to chip away at all that stuff, but it's happening. And I do a lot of writing. And I sometimes am talking to my patients. I don't do that much talking because I do a more psychoanalytic thing. Can you believe it? I can be quiet. Well, I can. And I'm listening sometimes to the crap I say. It's like, just do what you say, honey. It's coming. And I'm so grateful. I hated you all at first. I thought you were the
5 minutes left.
Okay, I'll talk for 5 more minutes how I used to hate you. And thank you. I used to just think you were so humorless. And this was, how could I possibly do this? I have to laugh. I used to do comedy. I was on stage for years in New York before I became sort of an interesting segue. Before I became a psychoanalyst, I did comedy. And now I don't think that way. I mean, what happened? You didn't change. I did. I did. And I was just projecting, and everything I was projecting and calling you what I was in the moment I was saying it. I can't really trust what's going to happen to me next. I might just fly off the handle with anger. I might just cry, but I am containing more. And everything I feel and see, so there's a lot of gratitude in there. And it's all because I don't have to think about the effing food all the time. My binge food was a digestive from England, and I would get cases. And if I didn't have one coming, I wasn't safe. I obsessed and obsessed and obsessed. I couldn't stand it if I didn't have it. I thought about it all the time. It was in every room. It was in drawers. When I was with a patient, I would say, excuse me for just a minute. And I would go down and take bites, and I wouldn't offer it. No, some are sicker than others. And you may think minimize that, but it was the worst obsession I have ever had next to alcohol. And I drank daily and I ate daily like that. So, it doesn't have to manifest in weight. It's a mind disease. It was horrible. And I don't want it to come back. I don't. So I stay abstinent, and I weigh and measure 3 meals a day, and I don't eat anything in between. And I'm even thinking about giving up gum. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm just really grateful. Thank you, Linda, for being so generous and letting me speak. I really needed to. And thank you all for being here. I didn't take my glasses off. I'm looking at you. And I just couldn't do that before. I just took them off because I'm a cry, but I couldn't do it before. I couldn't, because I didn't want to see what you thought. Like I could see what you thought. That's really, really makes sense. Okay. And I need to know about how you can see your amygdala at some point. Okay. Thank you for letting me be here. I really appreciate it, and I love you. Thank you.